All right, here we go. John McClain, Hall of Fame writer, with us on Sikkim 365 Radio. John, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at this or you've heard much. I saw this just pop with Amy Dash, who I believe is an attorney or someone who reports a lot on legal issues involving Tony Busby, and an exclusive interview with the FBI investigating Deshaun Watson. Have you seen that yet or heard of that?
Well, first of all, Busby came back and said he never called it an investigation, that they've asked questions, and that to me could be semantics. But, yeah, as you can imagine, that's a huge story here. But, nothing may come of it. And if you're asking questions, is that an investigation? Busby says no.
John, when do you think the NFL will just go ahead and put Watson on the reserve list or whatever it is for the year?
It's the exempt list, and Paul, the way that's set up, only Roger Goodell can do it. He doesn't care what the team wants. He doesn't care what the player wants. It's what he and his investigative team think is best. When he's done it in the past, players have been charged. But in the personal conduct policy, he has leeway to do it whenever he wants to do it. And usually he does it until an investigation is concluded. A lot of people think he's waiting for the Houston Police Department investigation to conclude. There doesn't seem like there's any resolution forthcoming here on the police investigation. Now, he could do the Texans a favor because Watson is a distraction every day. Today is the first time Coach David Culley has been forthcoming about Watson. In the first 3 weeks, he was not there. Let's see. He was there the first week, not there the second week. He was there last week. And so we asked him today, well, why was Watson not out there practicing yesterday? He said, well, he's doing what we tell him to do. He's here. He's doing everything we've asked him to do from day one. He's doing his workout. He's just not doing it out here. So they're doing Watson a favor by not making him indulge in this dog and pony show. I just turned in a column about it, and that's what I used. They finally realized, and I guess it was last week when it created so much controversy and got attention all over the world because I Googled it when he came out, and every day when he comes out, the media is lined up filming him. And he has to walk by, and he said, why y'all keep filming me every day? Same old bleep. And that got so much attention. And the players are talking about it. The coaches are talking about it. And so by leaving him inside where nobody can see him, that's the best thing, where he can work out on his own. But I tell you what, they're certainly doing him a favor by doing that. And considering all the trouble he's caused them, I don't know why they're doing any favors.
John, before I get to any football questions, I just want to know, how does that Texas Sports Hall of Fame ring fit?
Well, I wanted to say thank you to Jay Black. And Jay came down here because Texas Sports Hall of Fame, I think, at the table at Touchdown of the Year banquet, in which Don Truell, one of the second best quarterback in Baylor history, was honored at the thing. It goes back about 50 years and has some of the greatest coaches in history, like Bear Bryant, Darrell Royal, Frank Boyles. So we honored Don. I was the MC, and Jay brought me my ring. We still have not had our induction ceremony. COVID-19 caused us to delay it. And in the Hall of Fame, they'd have to induct two classes at the same time. So eventually we'll do it. And but that ring is something else. I had no idea I would get it. And it is very, very impressive. And I was so proud. And that's why I tweeted pictures of it.
No, it's awesome, and well-deserved, absolutely. That's why.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cowboys coming up in preseason game number 2, but you did get a chance to check out the Texans for the first time at Green Bay on Saturday. I know you've got a column up talking about your big takeaways, but, John, what were your main takeaways from that first preseason game?
Well, first of all, Craig, both teams rested a lot of starters, some because of injuries, some because they just need to be rested. Packers didn't need to see Aaron Rodgers. They need to see Jordan Love. And his numbers look pretty good, but they were concerned, and he got on the sack. He had to get an MRI and make sure he's okay, and he was. And they might hold him out of their second game. Texans they had one starting offensive lineman in the game. Terod Taylor, the starting quarterback, played one series and looked really good. Then they turned it over to the backups, and Texans backups were better than the Packers backups. They won 26-7, and only in Green Bay. Now I say that I don't know what the Cowboys are going to sell for this game, but the Packers sold 71,000 tickets for a preseason opener, and I never get tired of going to Lambeau Field. You know, I've told you guys for years, if you're going anywhere in the NFL, two places to go: Lambeau Field and Canton, Ohio, to the Hall of Fame, and it was very cool because after games we shoot videos for our website. And we went out into the stands, and my photographer said, "Hey, you know, since this might be your last trip here, let's take some pictures." And I thought, you know what? Texans will not be back here until 2024. And I doubt seriously I'm still going to be working in 2024. So we took some really cool pictures. And I might add, when we were doing it, it was 61 degrees.
Wow.
Imagine that. 61 degrees in the middle of August.
You know what? I saw that picture with your photographer, and it was not only a great picture because of what you just explained, but also you doing what you do, John, which was talking about or honoring him with his job and what he does is the best one you've known. That's just what you do, man. You're the best at that.
No, thank you, David. Brett Coomer is a great photographer. He's been with me for years. When I was put in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2006, riding in a red Corvette convertible in the parade with all the Hall of Famers, and Shereen Williams from Fort Worth and Arlington, actually. She was my presenter, and she's riding in the passenger seat, and Carol and I are up on the back, and the fans are treating us like royalty, and Brett was right there in front of the car taking pictures. So he and I go way back, and that was a great idea. And then he tells me, since we're going to Cleveland, why don't we go today early, and we'll go down to Canton and take some pictures of you in the Hall of Fame. And I said, well, you took a bunch of pictures of me in '06. He said, yeah, but that was all outside. You know, so we're going to go in there, and he's going to shoot some more pictures, and I'll be tweeting those out as well.
All right. Paul, Catalina, anything for John McClain?
Yeah, curious what your thoughts on Jamal Adams and his massive extension that the Seahawks gave him.
Well, they kind of did some great strategy. They said they leaked yesterday they would let him play under his last year of his contract and then franchise him twice. And then his people leaked, well, you know what? They were going to file a grievance and say that he was more of an outside linebacker than a safety, which would give him about $10 million more. And then today they got the deal done. So that was a good deal for them. Now they can worry about their left tackle, Dwayne Brown, who's holding in. Nobody holds out anymore because it's $50,000 a day. They can't be forgiven. So it's holding in, which means you come and you have a mysterious injury, or if it's not about money, like Deshaun Watson, you do something to convince them to let you work out inside the facility and not get dissected like a lab rat in a biology class every day by the media.
John, Tim Tebow cut by the Jaguars. Any surprise?
You know, no. And I'll tell you what, Craig, if I'm Tebow, the first thing I'm doing is picking up a baseball bat, and I'm seeing how bad the Mets have been. They're a disaster. And I'm calling them up and say, look, you've never had me up with the big boys, but could I be any worse?
Good point.
Oh, my God, there's a reason you're a Hall of Famer. It has nothing to do with the coverage of the NFL.
I'll tell you, John, watching that film, blocking's not easy to learn when you've never had to do it in your career. And I think that was the biggest thing for Tebow. If they were just going to throw the ball to him, I'm sure it would have been fine, but he might have been able to be an athletic tight end that caught the ball. But, man, he is not a blocker.
But you know why they did that, and they'll never say this. You had Urban Meyer, you had Trevor Lawrence, but who you're going to get who lives in Jacksonville, who went to Florida, who could sell more tickets, get you tape some tarps off the sections, and create interest among the fans than Tim Tebow. Yep. And he has helped generate incredible anticipation and hope in Jacksonville. They play their first game here against the Texans, and so with Urban Meyer and now Trevor Lawrence, they'll have to get by without Tebow.
John, I'm just curious. with the retirement of Don Muehlbach, where does that rank John Weeks, the former Baylor star, so to speak, amongst like longest tenured long snappers in the league? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Well, I remember, let's see, Trey Junkin and Snow from Baylor. What was Snow's? I can't remember his first name. They played like 16 or 18 years. John Weeks has got a long way to go to get up in that category. This is only his 12th season. But as I tell everybody every time I mention his name, he is the greatest snapper in NFL history, without a doubt. Never had a bad snap, and second.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, John McClain, Hall of Famer in all sorts of different ways. Yeah, Trey Junkin started his career in 1983.
Justin Snow.
He started his career in 1983, and his last year was in 2002. He was with the Cowboys for a little bit, the practice squad in 2002.
That's basically like
almost 20 years.
Birth to graduation of high school.
Yeah.
Like he played in the NFL, basically.
All right, I got to do this.